The Gridiron is sponsored by Rothman Orthopedic.
Welcome to this week's edition of The Gridiron, sponsored by Rothman Orthopedics. I'm your host, John Brown, with head coach Chad Brubaker. Springford improved its record to 2-2 this week with a win over Exeter, 24-7. Coach, you guys got off to a hot start on Friday night and just kind of ran it the rest of the way through.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't.
Well, you're up 24-7 at the half. You know what I mean?
What was the final score?
24-7.
Oh, so not the whole way through.
Well, you got off to a good start and you held it all the way through, right?
Well, we held it all the way through. I thought you said I used a different word.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's early in the morning here. You know what I mean? Like, are we really ready to go?
You know, there's a couple things about the teaching world that are the best, and I think you would agree with me. Bus duty, open house night, conferences.
Oh man, open house tonight. I am pumped up for it. Can't wait.
They're the best. If only I could add bus duty to today. We were just talking about our day. So we're here at 6 in the morning.
Yep.
And then
we're gonna do
I wish
sports
I could
after school.
Right.
And then do.
I would love to add bus duty to that mix.
Throw that right in there.
That'd be great.
All right, let's refocus.
Oh, sorry.
People might be watching. This is the time we get them involved in the show right now.
I got you.
Too.
Well, that's behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. So big win for you guys there. Like you said there, you got after the 24-7 lead. You were there by halftime and held it throughout. And
scored right at the end of the half. Which was nice going, finally, that was the first time really that we've gone into halftime with momentum, which was nice too. I would say that in the whole scheme of things, it was a very good win for us overall. We would have liked to play better offensively in the second half, and special teams. We're still having some issues. Our defense played very, very well.
Yeah.
Held them under 200 yards. I forget the exact total. But they had been scoring at a large clip. They had been running and throwing the ball over the field. And, our defense did a really nice job throughout the night.
From the highlights last week, the Exeter looked really good on film offensively. Like a balanced team that can run it, they can throw the ball down the field. And, boy, your defense just kind of locked things down, especially like in the second half, maybe when they had a little adversity, maybe some quick offensive series for you guys. And that could have been like, oh, here we go again. But they really just kind of like pressed on with what they were doing out there.
Yeah, they had a couple drives that they got down inside, in the red zone basically. One, they missed a field goal. They were hurt a lot. They were a little sloppy on Friday night. They had a lot of drop balls.
Okay.
Especially early. It had 2 or 3 drop balls early. I recall one late as well. They put the ball on the carpet a little bit too. Just on normal
football slang for fumbles, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Normal even snaps. Okay. They had a couple of problems with snaps where they had some negative plays. But our defense did play very well, and I think there was one broken tackle for a long run. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of big plays.
Yeah. Because that was a herder the week before, playing Wilson big plays.
Yeah.
All right, so this is offense. We can't give it all to the defense here. Let's talk some offense here. Now, listen, it's pretty evident this is a throwing football team. Like the idea of you running and balance, which we've had, it's kind of going by the wayside here. I know we talked about those bubble passes in that quick game a little bit out there, but the idea of
as extended runs,
the idea of you just getting under center and running it is right.
Now there's a couple things going on.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've had some injuries. Andrew Yoon is out. J. Seth Owens is out, and that's at linebacker and free safety, but those guys also play running back.
Okay.
Armonte Haynes plays running back, but started last year at linebacker. So we're a little thin. We were a little thin at linebacker, and this is going back a couple weeks. So I don't want to say Harry Adiefe is a sophomore. We're trying to get him some reps. Honestly, in a normal year, he needs a few more games to get there, but we don't have that luxury right now. And Armonte was dinged up. So Armonte at the beginning of the year and he's still struggling through that. He's still getting treatment. So we're being very, very careful and maybe to a fault, certainly. There's two things at play. We have some injuries at running back, some inexperience at running back, and we have some good wide receivers. So with that combination, and a good quarterback, obviously.
Yeah.
So with that combination, we've sprinkled in the quarterback running game. I hear what you're saying. We still want to be balanced. That's still the goal. But it's just that kind of the cards have kind of fallen in a way that we feel, and I will say this: the assistant coaches get after me a little bit to run the ball a little bit more. I'm just really, I'm honestly very careful about it. We need Armonte for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We just need him, and if the defense needs him, that's the guy that oversees everything. You know, the difference between the running backs is maybe here. The difference between the linebackers is here. And we were willing to we needed to do that to play well defensively. So we kind of gave that up. Now, and here's the other thing. You got to give credit to Armonte Haynes. First of all, Armonte has worked harder than anybody else on this team in the last offseason. Last guy in the weight room, and that's a change for him. And he's done a great job. So him being willing and unselfish to play linebacker when, you know, he could get some more carries is credit to him too. And that is a successful championship formula. You know, if you want to be in the mix for that, you need guys to be willing to, maybe this week, maybe next week, who knows. But at some point, Armonte's going to have a huge game, and you're going to say, wow, you're really balanced this week. And I'll say, well, he's healthy.
Gotcha.
That's going to be the answer.
All right. Listen, hey, you kind of halfway answered the question for once, so we're kind of happy about it here on the show. You know, like something I ask, we actually get towards an answer to. And obviously, Engler had a great game for you in the first half. Really put up some good numbers out there. Now, this is where you're kind of say as a coach, right in the second half, you got a 17-point lead. Like, all right, there is got to be something in your head that says, all right, let's try and run the ball. Let's get this clock moving, right? But you're just saying, odds are in our favor. We're gonna do better throwing the football.
Well, the last 2 weeks, both teams have played us basically straight man through the whole game, and we like our wide receivers in any of those situations. We still, had conversations about taking what's there and not trying to get too greedy. When you try to get too greedy, then there's incompletions and the clock continues or doesn't run.
Right. Gives them more of a chance. You're giving them a chance, essentially.
Right. And so, we want to take what's given. We love our wide receivers, and, Dante Bonani had another big game. Blaise Garcelli had a big catch, and B.J. Beard had another touchdown. So, we're trying to manage. We're trying to manage the game right now. We're trying to manage our personnel. We have a big drop off between essentially older starters and guys that are just trying to get to that point.
Figure it out, yeah.
And so we have to be really careful with our personnel. And we haven't talked about special teams, but we gave up 2 long kickoff returns, 1 for a touchdown, another blocked field goal, and we've got to straighten that all out. So when you're talking about depth, that's where you want to use guys. We're not going to continue to do that. We're not going to continue to give up long touchdowns. Although I will say there was some ridiculous holding calls that were not called on the kickoff leg. And a block in the back that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Got to say it.
Now, it doesn't matter. We still need to make a play, but, we had 4. The other part on Friday night, we had 4 holding calls, and 3 of them I defy you to find on the film, and there were holding calls all over the place. We got a little Berks County special on Friday night. I mean, it was silly, but
hey, listen, you're gonna go to District 3 for all these games come up in the next couple of years. You gotta, when you get out of the area, you never know what you can get.
Yeah, I was just asking. I was just asking for a little more hustle on Friday night, and Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I really feel that way, and I think you would agree with me. Like, listen, we're all out there to do our best jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what I ask of our players. That's what they ask of our coaching staff, and I would just ask the same. Listen, the PA announcer, he's got to do his best job.
Got to bring your A game.
You got to bring your A game, and when the ball's on the ground and people aren't hustling in to figure out what happened, that's not good. It's it's football too, and like it's a heated situation, so the referees should be there to hustle in and make sure you and I are maintaining our sportsmanship, et cetera.
Cool, calm, and collective.
Right.
All right, Coach. All that being said, we have some offensive highlights here. You ready to go?
Yeah. Well,
all right, check out the offensive highlights.
I didn't put holding highlights or anything.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Well, good.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, good. Maybe you sent them somewhere else.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
It's not viewed kindly.
No, they don't love it.
No, it doesn't matter.
All right, let's take a look at the offensive highlights from Springford Exeter.
Offensive highlights are sponsored by Euro Motor Cars of Devon.
So this is our first touchdown. This was actually a 4th down play, and we didn't execute it perfectly. If you see here, Johnny Pergine does a nice job because they do get some penetration, and he thinks he should manage that, but he probably shouldn't have.
Ooh, there's some instant pressure.
Instant pressure. That was a little new pass protection scheme we put in. You'll see the running back flare a little bit. We'll let the defensive end come up the field. And the defensive end was so quick that he kind of cut us off, and Ryan put it up. And we were just asking, listen, if you're playing man coverage, the middle of the field is wide open, there's nobody there, chuck it up. Like this, for instance. It's a great job. So we just ran a 4 vertical route combination.
And they're coming with the blitz.
Coming with the blitz every play. So, you just expect the blitz, you back out of it and throw it over the top where nobody is and let your guy run under, and he did a nice job on that play.
Now here it looks like you're going a little double tight, giving a little more protection.
Yeah, that was the deal. That was our last offensive play at the end of the first half. You see we did it, had a nice pocket.
Now 2 receivers in the same area?
Yeah.
That's not right?
That wasn't right.
Okay, but scored it anyway.
And this is a great catch by B.J. Beard. B.J.'s closing in on 6'3", and Ryan chucked it up here to him, and he went up and got it, and so he's doing a really nice job. BJ's one that we thought had a lot of potential. He didn't play as a sophomore, which was he would be the first to tell you was a huge mistake, because where he'd be now, your sophomore year is a huge learning year, and when you skip that, it's just behind. It's like you're behind a class in school.
Sure.
And it's like taking Algebra 2 without taking Algebra 1.
Can't do it.
And it takes you a while to start figuring out those formulas.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Turned into math right
See
there.
what I did? So, yeah. But BJ's done a nice job. He has 5 touchdown catches early in the season. So.
All right, Coach. Good stuff right there. Great first segment. Especially when we went on that rant there at the beginning and end. So that was the best part about that segment, too. All right?
You never know.
Yeah, you never know who's going to watch. You never know what happens on the gridiron. All right, we're going to take a break here, all right?
Yep.
All right, we'll take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be back with the defensive highlights from Springford Exeter. Welcome back to the Gridiron, sponsored by Rothman Orthopedics. I'm your host, John Brown, with the head coach, Chad Brubaker. Coach, before we do defense stuff here, I'm sorry I didn't make it. Saturday, girls golf tournament ran long. It was a long day, but the girls did well. We finished 4th as a team. It was a good day for us. So I didn't make it. So how was the pig race? How'd it go?
Oh man, you don't know what you're missing.
I know. Well, listen, we had a girls golf tournament.
I just want to thank all the parents that helped out. We have a lot of volunteers to make that happen. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's guys that cook the pig. They start at like 2 in the morning.
Really?
Or earlier, maybe midnight. I don't even know.
Okay.
And I keep saying that one of these times I'm going to spend the evening with them.
You're going to do it all. You're going to go all in on it.
Yeah. But it's tough when you get back from a game on Friday night at 2 in the morning basically till I am done uploading video and stuff. It's
a long,
yeah. I need my sleep.
A little bit of sleep. All right.
But yeah, it was awesome.
It was a good time.
Great time was had by all, I think, and the Royersford VFW, works with us in terms of pricing. There's a lot of different things that go on behind the scenes, and the Touchdown Club guys do a great job. The parents do a great job, and it's good stuff.
Good. Well, glad that was a good time.
Yeah.
We'll have to schedule it next year for the weekend that we don't have the girls' golf tournament. That way I can
Well, it was pushed back a week this year.
All right. Well, listen, our girls' golf tournament goes all over the spot there,
Yeah,
too.
right.
So, all right.
Hey, I tell you another thing that's coming.
I saw it on the Twitter machine. I was looking forward to hearing about it here. So what do you got going on this week?
Yeah, so this week is Dad's VIP night. It's something that we started last year, and it's just a really good thing. So we invite the dads, or if the dad, if a dad is, some dads work on a Friday night, whatever, a player could technically bring in any male mentor.
Brother,
so
whatever,
uncle, teacher.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That kind of thing. They're able to do that, and just sit down with us and have dinner. They sit with their sons, and at the end we'll have every dad they're going to turn an envelope into us, and then we'll go over in the locker room and we hand them out, and
let the kids read
let the kid read the letter. The senior dads get to speak about their sons and football with because it is, for senior dads, this is tough. It's a bittersweet time, right?
Sure, right.
You have, you're so excited to see your son's senior year. At the same time, you realize, you're getting old.
Yeah.
And B, like you're gonna be an empty nester soon. So it's a good time to celebrate that. On homecoming, we have the Mother's Day brunch where we kind of do the same thing. The only difference this year is the sons are going to talk about the moms. So the dads get to talk about the sons.
And the sons talk about the moms.
Sons get to talk about the seniors. Sons get to talk about their moms. And it's just a really good time. We're trying to do some of those things, emphasizing what it's really about.
Yep.
Certainly, we work really hard to get wins on Friday night, but at the same time, there's things that are as important or more important, and we want to definitely cultivate those relationships. So it's a good time.
All right, good stuff there, kids. You made me think a little bit.
Yeah.
Going back to our back to school night, I teach only seniors, and I'm like, how many is this your last senior one? And I'm like, they're like, yeah, get him out of the house. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sad. It's the last time,
Well, it's always
you get a little
mixed.
bit of both, like that sort of.
Yeah, it's definitely mixed emotions, I'm sure, for that, and that's still a little ways off for you and me, but it does when you hear what people are saying. You're like, oh man, it's coming.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
all right, Coach, let's get back to the game here. We were talking Exeter, the defense, like you said. They looked really good on film, explosive out there, and your defense did a really good job on Friday night there for you.
Yeah, it doesn't
especially second half too.
Yeah, it doesn't technically count as a shutout, but it was a shutout for the defense versus the offense as they scored on
the
kickoff return. But we have some guys that are Blake Teresi has. I'm not sure that I recall 2 straight weeks against really quality opponents as well. So it's not like he was doing it against teams that weren't very good. He has put pressure on the quarterback. This past Friday, he had 4 sacks, a forced fumble, 3 hurries.
Jeez Louise.
And the week before, he played very, very well against Wilson. And he's a kid that has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder when he plays. He plays with a lot of effort, and he's an extremely smart kid and just does a great job. So he's been filling the stat sheet and kind of set the tone for us on the defensive side.
And look, once again, you brought Hayes back, played a little bit of defense there for you too. You got to make some personnel changes a little bit out there.
We also moved James Albert from Mike to Sam, basically, which is a strong inside linebacker, which the last 2 years he's played, year and a half, he's played Mike, he's played inside. And, he was energized by that as well. So I think he feels a little bit better there. We had him inside feeling that's where he could be most effective. We're also getting a little bit better play from the secondary.
Yep.
Which is nice to see.
And
Early,
that's where you had
was
a lot
shaky.
of new guys,
And we still do.
Yeah,
we still do.
But yeah, at least
Right.
they got 4 games under their belt.
They got some games under their belt. They're not in the past 3 games. There were some moments of panic. When you're out there on an island, it's probably the loneliest place in sports when you're man coverage against a really good receiver, and you start to panic a little bit. Our guys are they're playing there, they're staying in phase, and they're doing a better job.
All right, Coach, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Defensive highlights. Let's roll them. Springford, Exeter.
Defensive highlights are sponsored by MISHOCK Physical Therapy.
So Exeter spread us out a little bit at times. We've done a really good job overall in the run game. You see, we kind of spread this out. We got a fumble here.
Oh yeah.
An unforced,
Put it on. What do you say? What's the phrase? Put it on the carpet. It's on the carpet.
It's on the carpet. So this is they do that little swing pass. We did a nice job. This is maybe I want to say this is the 4th quarter, and Blaise Scarcelli, we put him in spot situations. He's a big, tall corner, and here he did a nice job. He's in man coverage, did a great job. Ball's a little underthrown, and he's in perfect position to go up and get that. And then, if we had made one more block, he might have taken it all the way.
Turnovers are huge for this team. I mean, it's so and whatever in high school football, but this team, when you guys cause turnovers, your guys are dangerous.
Watch Blake here at the bottom, the left of your screen, like taking on 2 guys, coming around, getting the fumble sack right there. Great job. And here is Blake again. Now, he wasn't the only one that got in on this play. You see Ryan Colander pushing the tackle back into the quarterback, but Blake gets the sack. So you really have to be willing to work as a team on the defensive line, and sometimes the other guy gets credit for the sack when you really force them back into you. And but our guys are doing a much better job up front.
And the coverage there too, because you can see that he wanted to go somewhere and beat it with the ball, and it's taken away. It's kind of not a coverage sack, but because it happened quickly. But you take away those first reads in high school, quarterbacks.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's not exactly like
the progression.
He's a good quarterback, but you're right. It's not exactly Drew Brees. It's working on his 4th progression.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, with that said, 2-2 through your 9 legs, 2 wins on the road, none at home.
Well,
and you're gonna
hopefully we can change that.
Hopefully, change that here, and we start pack play this week.
Yeah.
And as we said, back-to-back weeks playing the Eagles, right? Double Eagle.
Double eagle.
Did you pay attention? What's that called in golf? Did you pay attention to what I said pre-show?
An ibis.
No. Albatross. Good try there.
I knew the answer.
You
told me the answer earlier.
You remembered from a half hour ago.
Yeah, I did.
All right, good
So
stuff
I was just
right there.
messing with you.
All right, we'll preview and talk about albatrosses here coming up then?
Sure.
All right, make sure you stay tuned here, and we will preview the game with Norristown.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Welcome back to the Gridiron, sponsored by Rothman Orthopedics. I'm your host, John Brennan, with the head coach, Chad Brubaker. All right, Coach, we start pack play here. Norristown's coming here Friday night. Let's get right into the Eagles a little bit. What are they going to do offensively?
Well, they do a bunch of different things. Like they'll really try to run the ball down your throat, and then they'll spread you out and try to throw. They'll do a little bit of everything. So, they have not had a lot of success so far this year, but they do have a lot of athletes, that, if your guard's down or you're not,
not quite focused on your job,
quite focused, like they can
get you in a hurry.
Boom, touchdown. So,
all right, Coach, let's check out Norristown on offense.
Highlights are sponsored by Rental World of Limerick.
So here you go. You can see
making
some
guys
athletic
miss.
ability right there. Taking that all the way from the right side.
They have lights now in Norristown?
They do. How about that?
Wow.
And look, bleachers too.
Yeah, I see the bleachers.
How about that?
It must be new tonight, the lights there.
Yeah. They just run a little fullback. I didn't know if it was trap or if it was just a dive or read it. It's going too fast. But you see, again, they're cutting things back, so that play's designed to go left, previous play designed to go right, and they cut it back.
Here they are, just I formation.
Running an
Follows
ISO. The fullback missed his block, but again, there you see breaking it outside and adding, it really should be a 2-yard gain. The fullback misses the block right there, and it should be a 2-3 yard gain, and
there he goes. He bounces the
tailback
outside.
breaks it outside and adds 15, 20 yards to the play.
My bad. I didn't read the pre-production. Who are they playing here in this film?
Cheltenham.
Cheltenham. Okay.
Little dump pass to the tight end.
Little seam route. Yeah, right over the linebacker.
Could have been even a bigger play there, but again, just a little inside handoff. Dances around a little bit and gets down the sideline for a good 15, 20-yard play on a play, honestly, that you'd say, okay, if you got 5 yards, you'd be happy about it. But he can extend plays, and, again, you have to tackle well and fill your gaps.
All right, so they're going to have a pretty good idea what you're going to want to do offensively out there. What do you think you're going to see from Norristown defensively?
So they jump back between a 4-3 and a 3-3. It depends if they want to keep 6 in the box or 5 in the box against more spread sets. So, Coach Strickler and I have differing opinions on what they're going to come out in. It's probably going to be one of those two. But you always have to prepare for both and everything. So, yeah.
Okay, let's check out Norristown on defense here.
Highlights are sponsored by Rental World of Limerick.
So here you see, you see guys getting ready to roll. They did a nice job. At times, they make some big plays on defense. And you can see here, Cheltenham ran a little motion, tried to come back with a counter tray with the slot guy, and they blew it up. Here they're jumping in, they're in a 3-3, they're jumping back and forth. They have some guys on the defensive line that can make plays.
Yeah, guys right off the edge right there.
Right off the edge. Make a play in the backfield. Again, we've seen a lot of blitzing the last 2 weeks, and here's another one.
They're bringing extra guys. It's almost like a run blitz essentially there too, right?
I guess you would call that.
Goal line stance?
Yeah, well, there you go. So, Cheltenham stood straight up there, which is something that you struggle with. And here's a nice little play. It looks like they have a chance.
Quarterback has a chance, yeah.
The reason I put this play in is it looks like the quarterback is ready to make a big play and ends up being a 2-yard play that could have gone for a lot more. So they are athletic, and that's something that we have to prepare for. We have to be ready to go.
All right, Coach. Well, you got 5 straight pack. Well, 6 straight pack, but the whole division here, 5 weeks of that here.
Big game this week. I forget if it's in Collegeville or if it's over in OJ territory, but
PV, OJ.
4-0 OJ against 2-2 PV.
And yeah,
big way to start off the
but you're gonna worry about the thing here Friday.
I was just adding to the the show.
We usually get
just
that.
Saying OJ's 4-0.
Yeah, look out. Yeah. Ready to go here. All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you and the crew. All right.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. Make sure you tune in next week as we recap the game with Norristown. For the head coach, Chad Brubaker, I'm John Brennan. See you next time on the Gridiron.